What up? Welcome to the studio. We got a guest today. We're going to bring in a different perspective for you because we know you're sick of looking at these beautiful faces. So we're bringing in Megan from the Bootstrap Boutique. She has grown her Amazon business with a small budget, and now she's teaching other people how to do it. This is an awesome perspective and awesome interview. Check this out.
Real quick. So Megan is coming in with this perspective, with this interview. And what's so amazing about it is every single day, somebody comes to us and they say, can I do this with $1,000? Can I do this with $2,000? Can I do this with $3,000? Do I have to have $20,000 to start this? We didn't have $20,000 to start it. But what this is it's a point of view that shows you can bootstrap this. You can put your money where your mouth is, put it in there, and then you can reinvest your profits and you can grow your business. Megan is amazing. She's a super nice person. All of you guys should go to her channel, watch all of her videos, subscribe, throw her a big shout out. Make sure you throw in the comments that you came from KT9. Check out this interview.
So we're here and we're pumped because we got Megan from the Bootstrap Boutique. I think I'm saying that right. Boutique. I got to get it out of my mouth better, but she's awesome. And we want to bring people on this channel who have a different perspective, right? Because we have one perspective, but we did things wrong at the beginning. And we did things that Megan definitely has done. So I think we just need to bring her on to tell the people what's up. So what's up, Megan? Tell the people hi.
Hey guys, how are you?
So good. Living. Long days, long nights. How's your day going?
Going really well. Thanks for having me here. I'm excited to be here with you guys tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah. So why don't you just tell kind of our audience, our viewers, a little bit about yourself, anything you're willing to share and just how long you've been doing Amazon FBA, just kind of anything you're willing to share.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a busy person in that I work a full-time. I'd say it's a 9 to 5, but that would be lying. It's more than that. Day job. Got the husband and the 2-year-old son at home. And then I sell on Amazon FBA and I have a YouTube channel. So it keeps me pretty busy. I've been selling on Amazon for just over a year. I just had my 1-year Amazon anniversary. Is that what you call it? But yeah, I just passed that. So that was exciting. I passed it by going out of stock on my product, which was never fun. But anyway, that is what it is. And yeah, and I've been doing the YouTube thing for just about 2 years.
Wow. Awesome. Good for you. We're newbies at the YouTube thing, so we respect the dedication.
You've been doing Amazon FBA and YouTube longer than we have.
I know. That's awesome.
I know, and I think it's so cool just because we have different perspectives and we have different ways that we do things. And I think that we have a couple questions that we want to ask you just to kind of elaborate that, because like Kale said, it's a different perspective and that's what we want to give to people.
I think people want to know, first and foremost, why'd you start Amazon FBA? What brought you to it?
Yeah. So like I said before, I do work a day job that I love. My intent with this, my goal is not like to quit the day job and just do this full time. So that's a little different than a lot of people too. I get a lot out of my day job and I already get to work from home. This is my office right back here. So it's like, what do I want to give that up for? Right. Cause I actually honestly really enjoy it. So, but I've always had this like desire to still also have my own thing, right? I just always wanted something that's just mine, that really nobody can take away from you. And it's something I've wanted to start a business for a long time. Honestly, probably since I got my first day job, and was like, wait a second, I feel like there's, more that I should be doing, because in day jobs, you tend to get a little bit boxed into this one thing. And I wanted a broader perspective. So I wanted to start a business for a long time, but I never actually got there and like took that next step to selling a product, whether that be digital or in person or, physical products like I'm doing now or whatever. Just could really never get myself there. And something clicked when I learned about Amazon FBA. First, I was looking at just kind of e-commerce in general, maybe a Shopify store or something like that. But once I learned about Amazon and the fact that they'll hold all your inventory for you and they'll do all your shipping, like something just clicked and I was like, I can do that. And so that was really what got me into it. And I went totally against type. I am a high need to know type A person.
Yeah.
And I jumped into something that I didn't really know a lot about, and it's been okay. And so I've just been in the past, year and a half, 2 years that I've been doing this, like swimming in the uncertainty, but just keep moving forward a little bit at a time. And it's really been a lot of fun. I have found to do something where you just don't know all the answers and how it's all going to work out before you start.
That's good.
That's awesome. So Megan's channel is called the Bootstrap Boutique. And we'll link that down below, link it everywhere. Go subscribe to her, go watch her videos. But I know that we were talking a little bit before we actually started recording this, just about how that's kind of the process, the way that you have kind of worked with your Amazon FBA business. And so can you kind of talk about that? Like what does it look like bootstrapping through Amazon FBA? Like what does that look like? How does that change things for you compared to, somebody else?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I decided is I was like, okay, I've got $5,000. That's what I want to put into it. That's going to be my seed capital, owner's contribution, whatever you want to call it. And let me just see what I can do with it running from just that investment. So that included products, shipping, photos, Amazon account fees, everything.
Yeah.
All went into that one pot, which is kind of a small pot when you're trying to sell physical products and have them sourced or sent from the other side of the world here to the States to sell. So that is what I did. And so what that looked like was just ordering, 250 units of a product and then pulling that money out and reinvesting with more and then reinvesting with more units over time. And then getting eventually to where you can pull out enough product to launch a second product or pull out enough profit to launch a second product.
Exactly.
And that has been the model that I followed. And, it's a slower process for sure. Right. So I'm really just now starting to get to the point where I feel like, okay, the ball is starting to roll downhill and I'm really starting to pick up some good momentum and it's really exciting, but it took a long time to get there doing that model, but it also kept me very comfortable in what I had invested out there and, not getting like super leveraged or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I won't say that would never change, but that is how I chose to start it. It was a conscious choice for me. And it has worked out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think that's so cool because we did put more money into it and we did grow a little bit faster, but there have been a lot of times where Kel and we've had conversations at midnight worried about, hey, are we doing the right thing? Are we doing the right thing, pushing this so hard? Are we doing the right thing, spending this money the way that we are to try to get ahead? And I think that we were honestly in a very unique position to be able to do what we have done. Yeah. And I think that a lot of people are in a position where they have, it may not even be $5,000. It may be $1,000. It may be $2,000. And they're saying, okay, this is what I've got. How can I make everything work with this? And I think that's why your perspective on this is so crucial and important because that's what everyone wants to know.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Yeah. Well, it's relative to everyone too. Like I was at a live event one time and I was kind of talking through this with a guy and he was calling me out. He's like, $5,000 is not bootstrapping, but it's just all perspective. It's like for some people, that's a ton of money. For some people, that's nothing. And it just, everybody is going to be different for where they are. Right. I sleep pretty well at night with what I've got laid out, but I have different worries, right? It's like, well, how long is this going to be a viable thing you can do? And am I hurting myself by not trying to accelerate it faster than I am? So there's always going to be trade-offs.
Yep, that's so true. Let me hit you with this one. What is your favorite thing? If you had to pick one thing about doing Amazon FBA, what would that be?
My favorite thing is just the possibility that's out there. It is so exciting to me that it's like, this is what I want to make it. It can be whatever I want to make it, So for me, I want to work on it 10 hours a week, and that's probably going to be enough for the next little bit, you know, and like, that's cool. Or I could quit my job and go full in and, you know, whatever, and I can make it, you know, just blow it up. But I think that's the most fun thing about it. The most exciting thing about it is it's just whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, exactly.
On the opposite side, what has been like the hardest thing?
Yeah, what do you hate about it?
Like, what do you like? Is it something that's happened with you, happened with your product, or something else that you dislike or have had a hard time with?
So I'll answer that in two different ways. Something I dislike is definitely reading customer return reasons. That is something that is something that, you know, they're like, it was too big. And I'm like, well, the measurements were on the listing 5 ways to Sunday, you know, like that stuff drives me crazy.
Yep.
And then they return it damaged and you can't resell it or something like that, right? Like, I really, really dislike that. But that's not hard, right? It's just frustrating. The hardest thing for me was just trying to get my way through that, like, steep part of the learning curve at the very beginning. I tell this story on my channel. I talk about it all the time. But the very first product I tried to launch, I was going back and forth with the supplier in China so much that they were like, you know what, we actually aren't going to sell you anything. You need to go find somebody else to work with. And they like totally ghosted me, never responded to another email or anything. Yeah. Crazy. So that was get you right here, you know. But anyway, that was definitely a learning experience for me. That one was hard.
Yeah, it is tough. And I mean, I think it's probably tough too from the perspective that I don't know how you started, but we started kind of without a mentor and without any guidance. And that's where you kind of make the mistake. So I'm glad for both of our audiences that we have this resource here available, just because our people can watch your videos, they can watch our videos, and they can learn and not make those same mistakes.
Yeah.
What's your husband think about Amazon FBA? We're going to release a video in a couple of days here about my fiance and his wife about what they think. And we asked them some stupid questions, but so what does your husband think?
That's funny. I should, he's sitting on the couch just over here. I should have him on the channel one time to tell me what he thinks. He thinks it's cool, but he's super not interested.
Yep.
So he's like, that's really awesome that you do that. But, you know, I'm like, oh, you know, when I start making a lot of money, I'm going to hire you so that I can basically put him on payroll so we can put, you know, defer taxes and stuff. But, but he's like, yeah, sure. You know, he is not interested, but he's certainly very supportive.
Yeah. We've only got like 2 or 3 more questions. I did want to ask you kind of a more specific question for you, because I think it's kind of a fear that people had, and I've seen people ask this question before. But I know that we were talking, I've seen some of the videos on your YouTube channel about how with your product, you've had an issue with running out of stock. Mm-hmm. Which is like, it's like a good problem to have, because when you're running out of stock, that means you're selling your product, but at the same time, you're losing because it's sold out. So can you talk a little bit about like selling out on a product, like how you handled it, kind of what you're doing or what you did about it, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so you're right. It's a good problem to have because it is a product that sells. So basically, as soon as I get a shipment here and it just goes straight to the Amazon warehouse, as soon as it's checked in, I make that next order. But I can never order enough stock because of the lead time and because of the cash flow constraints I have. I can never order enough stock to make it to that next order getting checked in. So literally every time I order stock, I go out before I can replenish. So sometimes it's like a couple of weeks. Sometimes it's a month. Right now I'm out of stock because Chinese New Year threw a wrench in the plans, right? That's something that I tried to plan for, but I still wasn't fast enough. So it's so frustrating, but there's things you could do, right? You could order more and spend more money, which is an option. People talk about raising your selling price to try and slow down your sales velocity. That's not something I've done. I have tested prices, like different price points, you know, to see what's going to sell the best, to try to maximize your sales versus your profit. And I'm at a number I'm happy with. So I really don't want to tinker with that just to try and slow down sales, because it also has been shown that the sales velocity you're selling at is what Amazon tends to try and get you kind of back to. I don't really understand all the technology around that, but that's what people say. And then another thing is my factory has a very long lead time for my product. So Do I want to go to another factory and risk losing some of the quality because the way I position my product in the market is at the higher end? I'm usually at least $5, sometimes $6 or $7 more than the next competitor.
Wow.
So, but it's a positioning thing, right? And it's working for me, and I don't want to mess with that. And I'm very nervous about changing a supplier and then having like a lesser quality or even just a different product, because I also get a lot of reorders. About 10% of my client or my buyers are second or third time purchasers.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I don't want to so I'm like very nervous about changing the supplier and messing with that formula of what is working.
Wow.
Sorry,
I was just going to say, it sounds like you need that magic bubble to pop up where Amazon gives you a loan, huh? Maybe at the top.
That Amazon, if you're watching, I really think once I have inventory back in stock, it's going to come. Just because right now, when there's nothing, the reason that Amazon is willing to finance sellers is because they hold your inventory, right? If you don't pay your loan, they're literally just going to take it from you and sell it and get their money back. So if there's no inventory in stock, then they don't have that collateral. And so I'm sure I'm feeling pretty good that once I can get more products back in stock, and I'm actually getting ready to launch a second product. It should be here tomorrow.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. So I think that'll help, right? And then we should get the bubble popping up, and they should be lending me some money.
Awesome.
Good for
Fingers crossed.
That's awesome. So last question, I don't want to take too much of your time, but what would you say to someone who is just starting Amazon FBA? I'm sure this is a lot of people that come to your channel. It's a majority of the people that come to our channel, and they just want some advice, maybe some encouragement. What would you say to those people?
I would say that a couple of things. Don't be in a rush, but don't be slacking on it either, right? It's a push and a pull between patience and momentum. And, take your time, lay down a really good base, do your product research, get really solid on what you want to sell, know your numbers, know that you can sell something that's going to be a profitable product for you. But you've got to keep working at it, chip away at it a little bit every day. And you're going to get there. You're going to look up in a month or so and you're going to be like, whoa, I actually did this. If you get in that mindset of, I need to read one more article, I need to watch one more video, I need to listen to one more podcast, you can literally just do that. And it's like watching the Food Network, right? People say that you watch people cook these amazing recipes and like you feel like you did it, so you're just going to go get McDonald's, right? Because I already cooked this recipe, I already cooked this amazing food, but you didn't do anything. That consumption is passive, and we have to make sure that we're being very active, especially in the early stages where your interest is really high. That's the best way to stay motivated, to stay engaged, is just by doing a little bit of it every day.
Wow. Yeah, that's good. That's great advice. Thank you so much for being on our channel. Honestly, we're just really proud to even have you here. We think it's a great perspective. Again, her channel is called the Bootstrap Boutique. It's about bootstrapping from a small budget and just growing something real, something that can really help support your family and really make a difference in your life. So she has great content. We found her because we watched the stuff. So go and check her out. We're gonna are there any links you want us to put below so people can check it out?
My favorite social platform is Twitter. So that's at Meg Lofton. Definitely find me there. I'm also on Instagram, at the Bootstrap Boutique. Not as active on Instagram. Definitely come find me on Twitter.
Okay. We'll link to Twitter right below. Awesome. She's a tweet bot. She's got it now.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. You are super nice, and I'm sure that we will stay in contact. And it's awesome having you here. Absolutely. Let's stay in touch, guys. Appreciate it. All right. Thank you so much. Yep. Thank you. All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed that. Obviously, as you can see, Megan is just a sweetheart. She's so nice. Awesome. We're going to hopefully meet her in person sometime because she is from North Carolina like Taylor is. Shout out to NC State, baby. Anyway, awesome. Thank you so much for being on the channel, Megan. We really appreciate it. We're going to link all of her stuff below. She says she's really into Twitter. So we're going to link her Twitter below. Go on Twitter. Ask her some questions. See what's going on Twitter. Honestly, just watch her videos because there's always more for us to learn. There's always more for us to learn. We've learned some stuff from Megan. It's so good. All of her videos are just breaking things down into these easy to understand principles. And it's so good. You guys need to check out her channel. Once again, link is down below. And with that, I think we're going to sign off. We're out. Was that smooth? Are we really going to end like that? I mean, can you end it smooth one time? Just cut it for me one time. I don't know. Nope.